Ah, do you know what it is? I'm such a fast typer normally until I've got to type on Twitter, and then all of my typing ability goes out the window.
Oh, man.
That will do.
I guess I gotta take a picture of myself as much as I don't want to. I hate when I have to do the social media plugs.
Yeah, it's a bit of a pain, but it's the only way that you grow. Let's throw a little lurky lurk there as well.
Sure.
Okay, is that everything up?
Yep, everything's up and running for me.
Oh dearie dearie. So I suppose we can just jump straight into it, right?
Yeah, we absolutely can. I have oh, that's a new feature.
You have a new feature?
Yeah, so I updated my OBS, and at the bottom on the icon on my dock bar, it has a red button stating that you're recording versus where you didn't have that before.
Oh. Interesting. Okay, well, oh, hang on. Another thing that I want to get before we start is the patch note on Cerebi. There we go. Is this the correct one? Just so I've got it here. Friday 24th, February 24th, 1.4.1.4.
Correct. There's not much to it, but
There is not much to it.
But there's more that they hid.
I was going to say that's not the main event, but we'll get in. And then, okay, we've got everything up there. Okay. Well, right, okay, let's go. Hello, and welcome to the OnlyCrams Podcast, episode 6. I'm your host, Excuse, and with me I have the lovely Tsnydes, a man who is super excited about Hooper. And before we start, I just wanted to give a shout out to the situation in Ukraine and the anti-war protesters over there. You are in our thoughts, and hopefully we can come to a peaceful resolution sometime soon. Stay safe. But apart from that, Mr. Tsnydes, how are you doing, buddy?
Oh, we're doing all right. Games have been very well this week. It's been interesting all around. A lot going on in the world, obviously, as you mentioned. Just trying to keep our head up and keep moving along.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, I've kind of taken a little bit of time away from Unite. I think I mentioned last week that I was going to be taking some time, and I did take some time. And then I've kind of come back feeling a little bit fresh. We've had the new update, which I kind of got roasted in the Discord because I said that matchmaking had been, or I thought that matchmaking had been addressed, and then Tilsey came in with, like they said in December.
Yeah.
And it I don't know, maybe it's just because I've taken some time away from the game, but the games do feel a little bit better. Or I thought at first the games felt a little bit better, and then I had some trash games. So I don't know. Maybe they haven't. They've not said anything explicit in the patch notes, I guess. About matchmaking, so I guess we run under the assumption that it's not, and that I'm just refreshed rather than thinking it's all downhill again. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's there has been some tweaks, or do you think it's just because it's in Master now and it's back on that kind of end of season grind?
As much as I would like to say that they've made changes to ranked and matchmaking, I know that they have not. I've had a couple games where you're gonna go top. Okay, I go bottom here. Oh no. Oh well. So my games. Let's see. I played. Normally, I'll play for like 2.5 hours every day, just to kind of keep going, keep doing what I'm doing, having fun. Recently, I have only played like 3 games, just to get my daily objectives done, and then I just put the game away, and I haven't played a lot. And kind of like you, I took a step back, kind of just let it simmer, and anytime I would boot up the game to play these, it would not be well. I would get, great example, I posted in the Discord, I called jungle, and it was very early, with 5 seconds left. I had a Talonflame called jungle, and then tried to invade and split. So things like that were just, it's all over the place, whether people are purposely doing it or just ignorant, I don't know, but I don't think the matchmaking has gotten much better.
Oh, interesting. Because yeah, it's been a bit of a weird ride, I guess. The games, like I say, I took that break and I'm enjoying things a little bit more. And what I actually did, I've spent a little bit of time, because obviously we've had Worlds on right now.
Yes.
Or not Worlds itself, but we've had the regional qualifiers, and because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the format or the way that it works is that there are several monthly competitions and you earn points, and the number of points you get over those competitions dictates whether you go to Worlds or not.
Yes.
So I think the first lot of competitions have been going on, and it's been very exciting. There's been a little bit of drama. There's been some back and forth on some different things, and it's been quite interesting to watch and see. I've watched Assassin Dave stream. We got to see Spraggles casting Worlds, which is really exciting.
Yes, much needed, much appreciated that he's finally there.
Yeah, because I mean, the man is just the human equivalent of a ray of sunshine, right?
He really is.
He's just so chirpy and so
he's
happy.
Today's Ryan Reynolds.
He is, and he's got quite the mustache to boot as well.
Oh, I know.
So
it's glorious.
he's a lovely gentleman, and it's really nice to see that the Unite community has strong ambassadors like that. Not to shy away from any of the other big content creators, but I think Spraggles wanted this, and it's good to see him be rewarded.
Absolutely. I really enjoy his content. Just like what you said, you know, he's always a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. Couldn't ask for anything better for him. The only thing I wish I could see would have been Crashy and Spraggles together. That would have been great. Yeah. But
they do make quite the duo. But I don't know if, I think Crashy seems to be more, because I was watching Crashy's stream last night.
Right.
And Crashy seems to be more focused on being a player rather than.
Yeah. He said he wants to be a coach.
Okay.
Also, I'm doing nothing but dying up in the top lane.
So that's a good start.
Oh, it's been wonderful.
Yeah. But I mean, I can appreciate the point that you were getting at, though, because I was watching Crashy stream last night to try and catch up a little bit on some of the action, because with the North American teams anyway, I missed out on some of the European ones. And Crashy is a very good caster as well. He's very, very talented, very clear, and casts the match well. So, yeah, I could definitely see that. And hopefully, you know, if Crashy doesn't make it to the physical tournament, then we can get to see him maybe doing some stuff online still.
Yeah, it's a shame that he got disqualified because one of his teammates couldn't show a form of ID. Yeah,
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, right, okay, when a new kind of tournament format starts, there's always going to be teething issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just the nature of how these things work, and yeah. So it's sad to see, but you know, they've got chances to come back, and they'll, I'm sure, get back around to it. It's an interesting decision by Curlier and Dragonair to disappear there.
Yeah, well,
any viewers who are watching live,
it doesn't help when you have a level 10 coming in and I'm a level 5. I'm not doing anything.
But so talking about Worlds, since we're on the topic, we also witnessed this last night. So I don't know. Have you watched any of the world stuff?
I did. I was watching Crashy stream as
Oh,
well.
last night. Okay.
Probably around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
So I watched the flipping back and forth between I believe it was Team Shiny was eliminated by Red Love. So
by Full Send, yeah.
yeah, so I got to hear the update for that, which was rather impressive and shocking. But oh god, there's 3 down bottom. I'm happy. This is what you want in a competitive scene. You want to see some upsets. You want to see some surprising factors. Kind of like
definitely.
Exactly like what I was stating yesterday. You want to see something unique, and we're finally seeing it. We're seeing, as Crashy referred to as the Western comp and the Eastern comp, there is a score tactic, there is invading tactic, there's everything under the sun. Also, I can't do nothing. I'm sucking this game.
That's okay. It's first game of the day, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's been really cool watching. Where did I catch it? I caught Full Send against Black Hand. The game before that, I can't quite remember the team name. And then I watched TTV against Full Send. And oh my word! So we'll get on to TTV, which are Gamer. What's it now? What's it? Gamer. No, it's not Gamer Legion. It's like Gamer Gladiators or something along those lines. They're GG now. They're not TTV.
Formerly known as TTV.
Yeah, formerly known as TTV. Thank you for that. that pull away there. But it's been an interesting, because I mean, like you say, there was so many back and forths, and there was a lot going on, and Red Love's team were the upset there. They kind of beat Black Hand, which I think was formerly Ascendance, and based on the stream that we were watching, or the stream that I watched, they were the bookies' favourite at the time. So yeah, it was really, really great to watch. There was some great play. There was just, but then I watched the grand final, and I don't think it's too much of a spoiler, to be honest. But if anybody's kind of worried about spoilers at this point, turn away or skip forward about a minute or so. But TTV was just so dominant. Like, Red Love is a phenomenal Venusaur player, and he dominated some games, but against TTV he got beasted. Like, he was absolutely destroyed. He was a Bulbasaur at 4 minutes.
And how I feel.
Which is something. Like, if you were a Bulbasaur at 4 minutes, because I'm a Venusaur player. I'm not I'm not the best Venusaur player, but I can hold my own. But if you're a Bulbasaur at 4 minutes, something has gone drastically wrong with the way that you're playing the game, or the way that the opponents that you're playing against. Because, sweet Jesus, that was, honestly, it was beautiful to watch. It was really exciting, and I'm so excited to see TTV go up against some of the, because I think TTV will top the North American regionals. I think they'll be the top team from North America. Even Shiny, they've beat them in a couple of tournaments, but I don't think they have as much consistency. And I'm really excited to watch them go ahead and take some more folk out.
It's going to be quite interesting, I won't lie. That was a good pinch all around.
I'm going down.
Just to see the amount. Oh, there's 4 of you down. And our Dragonite's not in.
Dragonite left.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks. So, playing 101 here, don't do what he just did. Try to hope to steal, because this is not a good play, right? You want the team fight, you want the team comp, and if you run away thinking that you're going to be able to snipe this, it's a 50-50 shot. You're not going to get it.
But the snipe wouldn't have been useful anyway because you would have been the only one alive.
Yeah.
That's the frustrating bit.
Well, not only that, we're so far behind, it's worthless at this point. Yeah, like, so certain teams, and I've seen this with the score comp, and they've done it well. If you're up, and if you lose Zapdos, it's not a big deal because you're up. But that's the whole point. You have to be up, and to try to take a steal like that. I mean, it would have taken all 5 of us to just get this, and it's frustrating to see.
A good job.
It's frustrating to see that players still think they're doing the right thing by staying out of the fight. It just drives me nuts.
It's a sharp contrast between what I was watching last night, and I mean, obviously, you know, they're the professionals of the game. They're the folks pushing on for esport and stuff like that. So it's I suppose it's no surprise really, but yeah, it's very interesting to see. But so before we get on to the main event, though, did I read right in the Discord that you said that Dragonite's back?
So it depends on what you're talking about. If we're going to be talking about the one team comp, which is specifically around scoring, it's a very interesting type of gameplay, and I really enjoy it. So let me pull up my notes here. So basically, you have the score comp. Score comp is made up primarily a 2-1-2. So you're going to be picking up small amounts of points, and then you're going to be scoring. That's
just to clarify here, when we're talking about a score comp, we are talking about a specific tactic that is designed more to score rather than dominate a team fight.
Yes. If you lose, so what I've been watching with them is that they're going to run mainly the same Pokemon, but they do have some interchangeable ones. The main ones that I've seen would be Talonflame, Dragonite, Greedent, Wigglytuff, and Lucario. Those are going to be your Pokemon that you're going to see. They're going to be running Score Shield and Buddy Barrier. And they're going to be mainly focused, like you were saying, picking up anywhere from 5 to 10 points and just consistently trying to dunk as much as possible. They don't care about overdunks like we normally do. They just want to get everything down to that main base. If they take notice, they break the top lane, they're doing all right, they rotate down to Dread and hope for a steal. If they don't steal, it's not the end of the world. But then you primarily focus again back on picking up anywhere from 5 to 10 points, dunking, breaking. And the win con is that you're going to be up by so many points when it comes down to Zapdos that you don't have to worry about losing Zapdos. You just counter score and go right into everything. That's the hope and the dream. So we've seen that strategy. Greedent is an absolute menace where he'll just do whatever he wants. But in that score comp is where you see Dragonite. Dragonite's ult has big potential to do some amazing things. You have Greedent Invade, you have Wigglytuff's ult, which is still absolutely nutty. So there's a lot of odds and ends going on that for the average Joe is not like bearable. You're not going to understand. But for the people who are playing this kind of like you and myself, where we're kind of competitive, but we're not like, we would like to take that next step, this is the things that we're picking up on. So it's really nice to see something different, something new coming in.
Yeah, and this is something that we've kind of seen evolve over time, because I mean, when we think about the likes of Crystal's not really an option for the most part, right? But Crystal's sole purpose, because they took away his crit, and Crystal's sole purpose was kind of, can I get in and, abuse the speed and get in fast and get away and get points with Goal Getter, because it gets a stupid shield. I'm saying a stupid shield. It gets a really good shield with its Unite. And it also gets really fast, and you also get Rock Smash, and you can be really quick with that. So it's about abusing mons like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely one of those things where you're just going to be. And the other person that I've seen interchangeable here is actually the Gradient to Crustle. So it is back and forth. It depends on who you want for your comps, but primarily you're going to go with Gradient just because of the survivability that it has. It's crazy to see that.
Gradient is I think, again, this is a point stolen from Crashy's stream, but Gradient and Mamo seem the best defenders at the moment, right? I don't think that's an unfair statement to make.
You're not wrong, but what's interesting is that I have seen very little of Mamo players in the tournament. I've seen a ton of Pikachus. I've seen a ton of Wigglytuffs. I mean, and the surprising factor, which we didn't see a lot of in the last tournament, is Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime is now effective again.
Okay, interesting. Because again, I think the distinction needs to be made between defender and tank, right? Because I mean, Wiggly is the best tank in the game, I think.
Still is. The shields are just unbelievable.
The shields are stupid. Like you get so much. Whereas a defender is good at defending its zone, and Wiggly's not good at defending its zone, but Mamo and Gradient are, because you can do quite a lot of damage.
Oh, speaking of those Wiggles,
Wiggles is stealing jungle. He's not very happy. He's not happy with me, to be honest, because we don't have very good synergy here.
Yeah, that's always rough when you get that. So going into more of kind of like the comp section, we have another comp. We have what Crashy referred to as the Western comp. So that's your traditional 2-1-2. Dang it. I'm sorry, your 3. Wow, I cannot speak. You're 1-1-3.
1-1-3.
Thank you. So basically what you're hoping for is that with going at the top lane, you're going to be giving one person a lot of experience, so that this way they are basically fed, getting their levels. You know, it can be a tough situation to do, if not played well. And then you have your one jungler who's also being fed because it's the most experience in the game. And then you have the 3 down bottom, and your 3 down bottom is kind of like a little bit of sharing, but hopefully that since you have the person advantage, you're hopefully feeding them down there. So that's going to be winning just by like general experience and dunking properly. So.
Yep. Are you okay there?
Yep. I was thinking, like, a little more.
Slobo stopped, and I was like, oh no, what's happened? Is he disconnected?
No. So I mean,
okay, we got bodied.
Oh, there is nobody here. That's a good fight to run into.
No, we died.
Yeah, well, I came in thinking that there was somebody there. I'm like, oh, I can throw my buddy barrier. There's nobody to buddy.
Oh god, no, you got nobodies down there. Yeah, sorry. So anyway, we were talking about score comp there.
So yeah, you had your score comp, and then you had your Western comp. I mean, there's both tactics. Both have their advantages. Both are really interesting and unique. But I'm just glad that we're seeing different metas, different teams, different Pokemon being picked. You know, it's nice to see, because for a little while it was very stagnant. It was very, if you don't pick this, you're not going to win, or you know, anything of that nature. Because like we see that with oh no, I got a Blastoise in here. It's like seeing that like right now, oh, if you don't have Wiggles, you're not going to win. But now I've seen people do score comps, and it doesn't really matter that much. If you don't have a score comp, no big deal. You can win without Wiggles. You can win without this person. You can win without anybody who you really want to play. And it's really refreshing to see that. And I chose a bad time to go into that.
Yeah, I was thinking about following you into that fight and then decided against it. But yeah, I get what you mean. It's something that we've talked about before that we want to see, because it's super important that not just for for players, but as an esport, right? Like you don't want to just be watching the same thing over and over again. And I think I've seen hope, but I think we're still. I don't think there's a way to slow down this North American meta, the Western comp, because we were talking about this there was a little bit of discussion around this in Crashy's stream, and it's so unbelievably snowbally.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's.
Yep.
How do you stop it? How do you slow it down? Because I don't know. It's just, and nobody really had an answer. Nobody really had anything to talk about and kind of put forward. So I hope somebody thinks of something, somebody smarter than me, and kind of knows how to push that forward. And we'll see. I guess we'll see what counters come up at Worlds, because again we've kind of seen this in other esports that there's been some very dominant teams in North America, and then as soon as they've had to go up against the likes of Korea or Japan and things like that, the comps have kind of fallen apart a little bit.
Oh, good old.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah,
it's interesting because this seems so dominant, and obviously we've not really seen the metas tested against each other yet, and I'm excited. I'm really excited to see how that plays out.
I died. I love the fact that we're having all of this uniqueness. They stole it.
Yeah, God of War came in with the ult. There wasn't anything we could do there.
So, I mean,
we could get the score.
But they only have one that's scored so far, so we're just gonna hang tight. I enjoy the fact that there's more Pokemon being played and everything like that. But the biggest counter is gonna be who is gonna be the next guy. And I think what we're gonna do is transition here into what we were kind of hoping for. This is gonna be our newest Pokemon.
Oh, as in who's going to be the next meta mon?
Yeah.
What's going to define the next meta? Okay, so here, this is a good transition. Good transition. That was very smooth until I pointed it out.
It's all right. We're good.
Yeah,
we get
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. From what I've seen, I mean, it seems a little bit broken, right? It seems a little bit broken, but I'll let you do the intro. All
right. So basically, what happens is when you're gonna. Oh my God, we won that.
Ooh. Look at that.
So we finally have a new character. I didn't think it was gonna be who it was gonna be. I'm very shocked that they actually went this route. I'm very. It makes me excited to play the game. And it also has alluded to something that you have talked about too. In the earlier episodes, there's a big future for this. So for those of you who don't know, our newest Pokemon is Hoopa. Hoopa is, from what I've seen, I have not played, but from what I've seen, it can be extremely, extremely nutty. This is your global teleport Pokemon. This thing can get absolutely broken. So,
oh yeah,
what I was referring to with Goose earlier here in stating its Unite move has a Unbound, which means it changes forms and then for a short period of time the moves change and it does completely bonkers things. We could potentially see what Goose is hoping for. Mega evolutions. I mean,
oh yeah,
I don't think it is far off, especially with this change, just to possibly see some mega evolutions come in. And it could be.
I like the change that they've done with this, because it's incorporated into its Unite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is not too dissimilar to what I kind of discussed previously. Like what I discussed previously was instead of a Unite, you turn into a Mega form, and you have a. But it's the same kind of thing,
Right?
It's not too dissimilar. You turn into this new form. You whop out a lot of damage for a little bit, and then that's it, right? So.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not too dissimilar to what I kind of envisaged, and it's made me really happy that they've gone with this.
It's
because it's
really fascinating to see the future going here.
Yeah,
I think we could have some. I think we have the new meta Pokemon. I really do. So what we can do is we'll kind of we'll go down the line here. I'll try to read and play at the same time. That could be very difficult for my tiny little brain. But we'll be able to kind of give you the idea here of what is happening. So Hoopa, which is also strange that it is another ghost type Pokemon. Soon we're going to just change the name to Ghostbusters, and we're just going to call it that. But
it's also another mythical as well, because we had Zeraora.
Yes.
And now we've got another mythical coming in, which is really interesting.
So along that line, I was kind of hoping for, if you're going to go with the full-on support, and this is just me thinking like very out there, I was kind of hoping for a Victini. I really thought that would have been an interesting type of like, buff, because that's what he does, right? In the games, that's him. That's what he does. Oh, you got pinched.
Yep.
So I was just kind of hoping for something like that, potentially in this game. But we are doing some really interesting things. I don't think Hoopa is a support character by any means, because he just does too much. I
mean, let's be real. It's going to have to get nerfed, because he does a lot of his Unite does a lot of damage, and it's not a. It's a support in the same way that Greedent was a defender.
Sure, that's a fair assumption.
At first, right? Like Greedent was super broken.
Yep. Almost as bad as Sylveon.
It's fine, because I think it's fine when these things first come out, because particularly with Hoopa, like this. So we're going to go into moves and things in a second, but it has one move called what's it called again? Is it hyperspace hole or something like that?
Yeah.
And yeah, it is nutty. This is the meta defining move, okay?
Oh, absolutely.
What you can do is you can open up a little portal, and this portal can either zip you over back to base, and heal you up, and then zip you straight back, or it can zip you from the top to the bottom, so it take you from one tier 1 zone to another tier 1 zone, which is
so
we'll talk a little bit about the whole build first.
Yeah, so we'll go into it now. We'll get there. So it's a very interesting Pokemon. It has a passive that is something that you can actively use, which is also very interesting. So first, its basic attack. Its basic attack becomes boosted with every third attack, dealing damage to the opposing Pokemon. By unleashing a beam of light, when Hoopa is unbound, it unleashes the beam of light with every basic attack. So instead of it being every third, it's every single one. Okay. So it can also do damage to up to 2 opposing nearby Pokemon as well. And we lost that. I don't know how. So with that, it also has a passive. It's called Magician. So in the battle, where the map is divided from the left to the right, so our side versus the opposing side, you get to basically click the left stick button, and then Hoopa will be chosen at random of what berry it'll pick up. So it could be a speed, it could be a healing, and it'll appear in front of you wherever you had clicked it. It does take a second, so keep that in mind if you're deciding to do like the fighting tactics or whatever. So it's just one of those things where like you want a potion without running potion, here's a potion. Like it's unbelievable to see the amount of things that are coming. Oh, I'm dead. So dead. And then this ability. So let me reread this. In the event that there's no berries from the opposing team's side, where they were warped, the cooldown until this ability next used is reduced. So I guess if you go to use it, there's no berries. Instead, it'll bring you Eos energy, which is kind of cool. Because like if you're trying to go for like a score comp team or whatever, you can kind of be like, oh, magician, but there's nothing there. Oh, cool, I got energy, dunk. And then
what's also interesting is that it can potentially pinch it away from your opponents, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, we've seen instances where people have been in, and I mean, this is a really niche example, where people have been in and, you know, they've been in a fight and they've lost the fight because they've taken a stupid fight, and they've lost the game because of giving away a stupid few points that they didn't need to. And this could potentially get away from that.
Yeah.
If you ping magician, then you're potentially saving your team, which is a nice nifty little trick that you can pull. I'm sure players of much better ability will probably be able to showcase that better than us. But it's such an interesting possibility, and I think that's what's exciting about this is the potential.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So then with this, you're gonna get one of two moves. You're gonna be able to go to pick up Astonish or Confusion. Those are your first two moves that you're going to get. It's going to be very interesting because I know that both moves are very good, but it comes down basically to the player who they decide, you know, is going to be first. Goose, don't you die on me there. Thank you.
Oh, I'm going to die, but we need this Dreadnought real bad.
I know we do. And Pikachu's coming in. Oh,
no,
God.
No, he's not getting it.
So, Astonish is a very interesting it's not your typical Rowlet type Astonish where you kind of like, you know, hit it and then it slows it. It's like almost like a reach, like elongated reach. So don't be fooled by that. And it also does take a second. So if you're going to try to steal some things, just keep in mind that your timing is going to pretty much have to be perfect. With that being said, so the moveset Astonish, it deals damage to the opposing Pokemon in the designated area of effect, leaving them unable to act for a short period of time. So, like I said, they're not alluding to a whole bunch of information there, but there are things going on that you'll be aware of. And then you'll be able to get Confusion. So Confusion has the user unleash a telekinetic force in the designated direction, dealing damage to the first opposing Pokemon it hits. Telekinetic force clings to that Pokemon, then causes a delayed explosion. The explosion deals damage to the opposing Pokemon in the area and effect, it decreases their movement speed for a short period of time. So there's a lot of text, a lot of good stuff going there. I'm gonna grab this guy.
Yeah, and I mean this is a super complicated
Stopped him!
Here, right?
I stopped him mid! Oh, that was great!
Like what we're seeing here is something, because I mean it's labeled expert, but I mean like Cramorant's labeled expert, and there's nowhere near as much complexity as there is to this. Like this is not a mon for
Talent Flame
solo queue and like
God almighty. Anyways,
you know, that team fight was an absolute shit show all around. But this is not your mon for solo queue and playing with your buddy. Well, it is playing with your buddies, but it's you know it's going to be hard. It's going to be very difficult to coordinate on this. And I think the likes of TTV are going to be able to get the most out of this. The likes of Team Shiny and stuff like that. Right, that's who this is designed for, and it's to shake up the meta completely, because those moves are something else.
And that's just step one, right? So for some reason in my brain, I don't know why, anytime I see a Hoopa, I'm just like, oh, he's weak. I don't have to worry about him. And then he just punished me. And I'm just like, oh man, I'm an idiot. Like, so basically what happens then after you get confusion, you're going to be able to get your upgrades, and you're going to be able to choose either hyperspace hole or trick. So both of those are unlocked at level 4. And what they have here is hyperspace hole. There is a lot of text, so I'm not going to read the whole texting, but to give you a very generalized rundown of what happens, like Goose alluded to it earlier, basically you can put it out in front. It'll create a hole. It also does a little bit of damage to opposing Pokemon as well. Not a lot, but it does do some damage. If you put it on your goal zone, it'll switch you from, say you're at the top, it'll switch you from the top to the bottom. Now, it only goes to the furthest extended ring. So if you take it, you have all 3 at the top, and you have 2 at the bottom, it'll take you to the bottom second one. So keep that in mind. And then if you use it outside of the ring, outside of your bases, I guess I should call them towers, but anyways, if you use it outside of your tower and you stand on it, it'll warp you back to base, which then you can click your left thumbstick or your right thumbstick. It's not the right one. And then it'll warp you right back to where you had disappeared from in the beginning. So it is basically, oh no, we're going to get hit. We're in a team fight. I need to heal. Boom, you go back, you heal up, you click the stick, you come right back in, and you go again. Absolute nut. It's ridiculous to see how quickly things can happen here. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say was, it brings up the interesting possibility, like rotation just isn't a thing anymore, right?
Correct.
Like, you can stay up right until the last minute. You can fight for those bees. You can fight for the last bit of XP, for the last bit of XP from a dunk, and then all of a sudden, boop, right, okay, that's it. Time to go down to Dread, and you're there in seconds rather than having to come across the map.
Yep.
So, I mean, to me, it now makes sense for your jungle to head up top. If you're in a 5-stack and you've got 2-1-2, it now makes sense, because I think that's the only way you run this, right? With Hooper, I mean, because there's no point. There's not as much point in having it down bottom, I guess. Maybe there is. Maybe I'm. Because you can go both ways, right? It's not just one. It's not just from the Hooper's side. You can come from the top as well.
Yeah. I think. Okay. I think it'd be probably better to run it down bottom. Just the Pokemon using Hoopa just kind of has to be aware of where like what time frame to be able to put on the hyperspace hole onto the zone to be able to bring them down. If you're at top, kind of the same thing. It really depends on what you're trying to aim for, because if you're trying to push like a score tactic, it really doesn't matter too much. But if you're trying to push for that Dreadnought and you want that first Dreadnought, I would definitely try to make sure that you can secure the bottom lane, and then basically just summon your allies out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so Avengers Endgame, right? You can just imagine.
Oh yeah,
now.
Oh yeah, Doctor Strange all the way.
You love it so much.
I do.
It's going to be great to see. But it's just going to change things up so much, and I'm so excited. We didn't get to see it this time round in Worlds.
Nope.
Oh my god, the snapback in the regional qualifiers. But I'm super excited to see it come in the next round, because it just came out too soon for this slot, right? That was the only problem.
I think it wasn't too soon. I think it was just that they released the Pokemon and they weren't 100% sure of how broken it was. So instead of saying, hey, here's a new Pokemon, you have a tournament within a few days, good luck, I think it was better off that they kind of did what they did and shielded it off, and put it in only standard for the first 5 days.
Yeah, and can we just talk about that, because I think that is an incredibly smart tactic, and I think they should keep that going forward, because that just makes so much sense to keep doing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because this is a huge problem that we've seen in ranked over and over again. Is a new mon comes out, of course everybody wants to play it because it's super fun, but nobody knows how to play it. And you get people who it might not suit their style, it might not, there's so many things that it might not suit. And you get people huffing and things like that because they don't get the mon that they want to play. And if you committed to standard for a little while, then hopefully you avoid that.
Yeah, you kind of get the basics down, the mechanics, and then you're not just kind of like teeing off on
rolling a game.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I like that effect, and I honestly hope that that's what they continue to do going forward. It would be great to be able to see it just in standard. You get the basic mechanics down, and then once you feel like, okay, I think I got this, then go for it there. But
yeah,
putting it right into ranked really has kind of messed a lot of things up, and I'm pretty sure that this needs to continue going forward. So going into its next move set, it's Trick. Trick is... Oh, give me a second. I'm in the middle of a fight. I'm gonna die anyway, so it's okay.
Do a podcast while playing live games, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
Oh, it's... Like I said, my tiny little brain can't do two things at once. So, Trick. Hoopa creates a link between itself and an ally Pokemon using the ring, increasing both of their movement speeds and granting each of them a shield for a short amount of time. Sorry, back in the fight now. And I'm gonna die again already. But
no, you're alive.
I am alive. Not by much. Nope, there you go.
Shouldn't have said anything, I'm sorry.
Well, it doesn't help that I have a Cinderace who doesn't know actually how to play Cinderace. So that's that. So it grants him a shield for a short period of time, but then when Hoopa uses a Shadow Ball to perform basic attack, the ring is linked to the Pokemon, or performs a basic attack. The ring that is linked on the Pokemon also unleashes the same attack, move, or attack. So basically, it's like you get a double hit, which is really interesting to use because I know Shadow Ball can be devastating at times.
Yep.
So the one thing that I do know is that you could actually use this on the other Pokemon as well. So I don't know if it deals damage or how that works. I've just seen it kind of being done. Oh, so it says Hoopa can also use this on itself, increasing its movement speed and granting itself a shield for a short period of time. Additionally, it increases the damage dealt by Shadow Ball and increases the movement speed of both Pokemon by 60%. So that's the basic. There's a lot there. So if you link, you get to do 2 attacks at once. If you do that, you get to boost their movement speed. If you don't use it on them, you get to get a shield, get increased movement speed, and then, like, it's just so nutty. And also getting a movement speed by 60% is bonkers.
That's crazy.
Like, that's a lot.
There are going to be a lot of people caught out by that. Like, it's not even... I don't know. It feels too much. It feels like that's got to get nerfed, right?
I would hope so. I mean, 20% is still, like, a good amount. But, like, 60? Like, 60 is just... Holy cow.
60 is just... It can't stay at that. Like, that is an unbelievable number. Absolutely unbelievable number. Because, it's... Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know where to start with that. Because it's... I don't know.
So the...
Oh, I'm done.
Oh, I came in way too late. Awesome.
I mean, the team's just all over this game. It's...
Yeah, I can clearly see this. I'm trying to do something about it, and it's not working.
But yeah, it's... Oh, I don't know. I'm very excited about this.
So then after that, you get to choose between a different moveset. You get to choose between Phantom Force and Shadow Ball. I'm dead again. Our team's not even here. I don't really want to play this match, to be honest with you. Like, these are the things that just drive me nuts. Like, you've got Talonflame.
These games aren't worth playing.
You got Talonflame in the middle doing what gods know what. And there's no team fight synergy. You got 3 clustering down bottom for whatever reason. Yeah. This is the games where I just want to just scream and just be like, yeah, I don't want to do this at all. And again, there's another team fight in the middle for no reason. We're out leveled. Like, that's...
Yep. But anyway, Hooper, exciting. Future of the game.
Potentially, as long as my anger doesn't take over that one. We can get this. We can get this. No, okay, we got it. But Pikachu wasted its Unite here at 3 minutes.
Pikachu gets it back pretty quick. But yeah, so what's next on Hooper's agenda?
So after Astonish, you get to choose between Phantom Force and Shadow Ball. So Phantom Force creates a ring under itself, then warps to the designated Pokemon's location, dealing damage to the nearby opposing Pokemon, that location, and shoving them. So it kind of creates like a little dip effect, and you basically get to pop up and blast them back for a short period of time, which is really cool. And then Hoopa shoots 2 Sinister Flames. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have to stop reading because we actually have the important Zap fight that nobody is here for.
Yeah.
Greninja's in the bush, going to backdoor the 50. Talonflame's doing its thing. I don't know what.
Well, I suppose the only option here is you just got to try and burn this, right? Like.
Yep. I got shields up. We got it. Let's go.
Holy hell, if we win this game.
We go. We got to run. I guess I'll go top here. Yeah, these things are... This is nutty. I don't like these things at all.
We got the flip. We cooked the bird.
Yeah, we did. And Pikachu's coming in, so prepare. Prepare for trouble and make it double.
I'll make it triple because we got Cinder and Pikachu. I mean, they're dead, so...
They're all dead. Now's a good time for a counter push.
Not the worst idea. I'll stay back.
They surrendered. I don't know how the heck we won that.
Hell.
I don't know.
How on earth?
I'll
take it. I'll take it.
I don't... Yeah. Just think, we wanted to surrender that earlier, too.
Oh, no.
Okay, so we'll finish reading up the moveset, and then we'll... Oh my god, we only won by 30 points. I think they conceded a little too early, to be honest with you.
Maybe. They had their 3 main attackers kind of out for the count, though, so... Anyway, it will do.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll finish up with Hoopa, and then we'll hop into another game, so this way we don't keep getting distracted.
That sounds good.
Okay, so Phantom Force... I'll reread the whole thing in case I was all over the place. Hooper creates a ring under itself, warps to a designated Pokemon's location, dealing damage to the nearby opposing Pokemon at that location and shoving them. Hoopa then shoots 2 Sinister Flames that deal damage to the opposing Pokemon. They hit, so once it pops up and it hits them, it'll shoot 2 flames. It also then decreases their movement speed for a short period of time. This move can be used a second time within the set amount. If used within the second time, Hoopa can return to the initial location where it had warped from. Almost like Volt Tackle, I think it is, for Zeraora, right? Yes. No. Okay.
No, sorry. I'd muted myself because you were doing a really, really good job there, and I didn't want my background noise kind of interfering with you.
Oh, you have none. Anyways, so it can return back while using this move if there is a nearby ally Pokemon that is linked by Trick. That ally can also warp to the initial ring's location. The ally Pokemon that warps away will recover some hit points. So you have healing, you have basically displacements, you have being able to move away from a... there's all over. It's absolutely nutty. So you get to choose between Phantom Force or Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball has the user unleash a shadowy blob in front of itself, dealing damage to the opposing Pokemon it hits and decreasing their movement speed and special defense for a short time. If the user then is hit by the same opposing Pokemon with a move or boosted attack within the set amount of time, it deals additional damage to the opposing Pokemon and leaves them unable to act for a short period of time. When using this move, if there is a nearby ally Pokemon linked with Trick, this will also unleash a shadowy blob at the same target from an ally's location. Holy crap. So
yeah, that's a lot.
They're really trying to push Trick and not make you use the global move with the hyperspace hole, but it just doesn't seem like it's gonna work.
There's just too much functionality in hyperspace hole. Like, it's just too good.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to say, for anybody listening, the Pokemon Presents that was kind of put out has just started. So I'm going to keep that on in the background, and if there's anything real interesting, I'll keep people updated with that.
Excellent. That'll be great. I cannot wait. So also, the one thing I forgot to mention is that they have the upgraded abilities. So for Phantom Force, you have the user are invincible for a short period of time when the move is used. For Shadow Ball, the upgraded ability is the shadowy blob will now explode before it disappears. The opposing Pokemon hit by the explosion are affected, and they, if they were hit by the shadowy blob itself. So basically, it's like, for any of those Diablo fans, it's like Infect, where you unleash like a little static chain effect. It could happen. You could use that. For Hyperspace Hole upgraded ability, it also increases the movement speed of the ally near the ring when they're heading towards it. And Trick also then restores the ally hit points when it deals damage to the opposing Pokemon. So there's a lot there, and we haven't even covered its Unite move. The Unite.
This feels very, very, very aimed at esports, right? Like, this is
1,000%.
This is not like a modern, like, oh, come play our game, like some of the popular ones have been. This is, okay, TTV, Shiny, the Asian teams, which I don't know some of the names of, unfortunately. This is an incredibly powerful weapon. It's incredibly complicated to use with a lot of mechanics. Entertain us. Let's see what you can do. Draw in some crowds. We'll give you some money. That's what this feels like, right? This
is absolutely bonkers. Like, just being able to, okay, say you wanted to run Trick Shadow Ball. You link yourself to a Pikachu nearby. You throw a Shadow Ball. You throw 2 Shadow Balls, dealing double the damage. And then they have the ability to basically explode if they're upgraded, and then they get a chain effect, and then you get an increased movement speed for, what is it, 60%. You get a shield, and you, like, come on.
It makes you unstoppable, doesn't it? Like, it's stupid. It's definitely going to get nerfed. Because somewhere it has to. I just don't know where. Like, I haven't played this enough to be able to be like, no, this is broken. But I've been in multiple battles with it, and anytime I see Hoopa throw a hyperspace hole or its Unite move, I immediately look at my minimap and go, yep, they need me, and I'm there. And it's unbelievable. I mean, this is the thing. Again, it's probably... I don't think it's going to see as much functionality in solo queue or with, like, the noobs, so to speak. Like us, because it's just going to be a little bit too complicated, and we're not going to get as much functionality out of it, so it's not going to be worth having on the team. But I think a lot of the professionals are just going to be like, nah, this needs to change. It's stupid. Because, I mean, we saw that with Greedent. A lot of people were just kind of like, no, it can't keep going the way that it's going. And I think that was, across the whole spectrum, everyone was kind of like that.
Oh, absolutely.
This particularly, I think the professionals will just be like, no, this cannot stay the same. Okay, now the Unite move.
Unite move. Rings Unbound. So you unlock this at level 9. It is considered a buff, rightfully so. So Hoopa transforms the user into Hoopa Unbound for a short period of time, increasing the user's hit points and creating a ring at the designated location. Each ally Pokemon can warp to the ring's location only once. So if you're at a Zap fight and some crazy reason all of you guys are trying to score and Hoopa just unites, you can all come back to the center. Absolutely nuts. As Hoopa Unbound, the user moves change to Hyperspace Fury and Psybeam. As Hoopa Unbound, the user cannot score goals or activate its ability. So, big thing to know is that you use it, you wipe the team, and you go to dunk. You have to wait until you're out of the Unbound to be able to score, which I think is a good drawback for this.
I think that's reasonable considering it turns you into a monster that decimates the field.
Yeah, pretty much. So the two moves, Hyperspace Fury, it has the user unleash a barrage of attacks in the designated area with its many arms, dealing damage to the opposing Pokemon in the area of effect and leaving them unable to act for a short period of time. The cooldown is 8 seconds. And then you have Psybeam. Has the user fire a particular ray in front of itself in a horizontal sweeping motion, dealing damage to the opposing Pokemon it hits. The user becomes immune to hindrances while using this move. Cooldown is 5 seconds. So, the Hyperspace Fury is an absolute decimating...
Hang on. We've just had the new Pokemon officially announced for Unite.
Oh, really?
Duraludon.
Duraludon?
Duraludon? The Steel Dragon Skyscraper from Gen 7.
Oh.
9, 8.
No, I love dragons, but I can't. I think Steel.
Also,
Dragon.
We seem to have some. I appreciate I'm completely going off piste here, but we seem to have some events being announced for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
Let's see. Do I have a speak functionality so I can just quickly... I don't want to... draw... I don't know.
It's Duraludon, right?
I'm gonna...
Duraludon. Maybe it's Duraludon, because it's Duraludon. Duraludon. We'll go with that. But anyway, that's the special announcement. That's the next announcement.
Okay,
No, this is breaking news. We need to cover it right now. But yeah.
Duraludon.
So yeah, Hoop.
Duraludon is how the English dictionary pronounces it.
Duraludon. Okay, Duraludon. There we go. That's going to be the next mon. I didn't say what it would be, so we don't know.
It's going to be an
Actually,
attacker.
in saying that,
It's an attacker.
it's the attacker. Okay, okay. Interesting.
So that is breaking news here on our stream. This is awesome. I love things like this. Also,
Yeah,
if you
really
guys want us to cover like Nintendo events or something like that, you know, if you really think that we can do that live, doing like a co-stream here, yeah, please drop us a like and a follow. We could definitely see how that runs. I would be very happy to do something of that nature too.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's super cool. But yeah, so I think we've kind of gushed about Hooper enough. It's meta change and it's game break, and it's going to need a nerf because it's super broken, but it's really exciting to see. And we did see some other things changed in the patch. So there was some stuff with Aegislash's forms, so fixed an issue with a boosted attack when a blade form, and fixed an issue that alters the screen brightness after using the Unite move, which I thought was a bit of a weird one.
Yep.
And then Decidueye's Leaf Storm Plus has fixed an issue where the move won't activate.
Yep.
But I think it's a pretty cool update.
Well, they also left some of these things out. and I'll just quickly run over them because I was just reading the patch notes as the game loaded, and they didn't bother putting these in the Cerebi patches. So the Zapdos now appears later. So I'm not sure how much later at the 2-minute mark. I think it's like 1:45, might be 15 seconds.
Interesting.
Adjustments were made for the amount of EXP points gained by a Pokemon that were very far behind in level. The amount of AOS energy dropped by the opposing Pokemon when they were knocked out was adjusted. And when the goal zone is destroyed, a Dino now appear on the map's path's perimeter. That one I'm not 100% sure what they were talking about because it always has. I don't know if it was just like a delayed versus now like when you break it they appear. I'm not 100% sure with that. But then they also updated the user interface and that looks so clean, so good. I really enjoyed that.
It does look super slick. What I really like is that they fixed the events stuff and they've kind of put them in their own little sections, which is just it just cleared it up so much. Because apart from that, there's not that many changes, right? Like it's primarily the events section that's changed.
I really enjoy this, but I don't know about you, but I feel like this is a good stopping point. We've been at it for about an hour and 6 minutes, and
there's just too much to talk about. There's so much going on.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, yeah, we'll wrap it up, and then we've got the full Fury battle mode, which has been announced and is going to be part of Pokemon Day and stuff. So we can maybe talk about that next week as well, because that is a mode where your cooldowns are non-existent. So that's just going to be chaos. So we'll see. That could be fun to try out. But until next week, where can the lovely folk find yourself at?
Oh, you can find me pretty much anywhere: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, all at Tsnydes28. Very simple. I was lucky enough to be able to get all that without any problem. Goose, how about yourself?
You lucky man. Mine are unfortunately a bit of a mixture. So I'm on Twitch at x_goose. And then if you find me on Twitch, you'll find me everywhere else under a similar name, x_goose, but with a few different capitals and some numbers thrown in there.
Very nice.
Until then, see you later, man. Take care.
Pleasure.
And have fun.
Thank you, you too.
Sweet. Oh man, this Unite looks so good. Not this Unite, this Presents looks so good. There's something being shown here that I don't know what it is, but it looks very Legends of Arceus in terms of graphics.
Oh.
Or maybe it's just like they've ended the Presents and it's all a mixture of things.
Excellent. I'm gonna quickly do a raid over here.
Legends of Arceus is getting a content update.
Ooh.
It seemed to be some kind of original story thing going on as well.
Oh, more story. That's always excellent.
Oh, it's a web anime series to be released about Legends of Arceus with a mysterious looking shadow. Gen 9.
Of course.
Starters look so strange.
I'm trying to switch over. I'm trying to do a raid. I'm trying to do everything.
Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Interesting that they've gone back to colours. All new entry releasing worldwide in late 2022. God